Hello everyone, Sakura Sensei this and welcome back to my channel. So if you're a beginner or you're preparing for JLPT N5 level, then you must watch this video, because in this video we are going to talk about a lot of important things that will not only help you in learning Japanese as a beginner but also in the higher levels. So many people say, oh my god, Japanese is really tough. I cannot remember the hiragana, katakana and kanji scripts. But is Japanese actually that tough? So the answer is no. Japanese is not as tough as people make it or sound it like being so tough. Trust me, Japanese is not as hard as it seems. Relax, chill. Japanese is not that tough as people make it sound like being so tough. So first of all, Japanese is made up of 3 scripts: the hiragana, the katakana and the kanji. Hiragana script is for the words that belong to the Japanese origin. Katakana is for the words that belong to the foreign origin and not of the Japanese origin. Kanji are basically the characters that combine the hiragana scripts to a smaller section. For example, there is a lot of kanjis for flower, tree and a lot. If you're a beginner in Japanese or preparing for JLPT N5 level, or you have just started learning Japanese, it's been a month or 2 months, you need to accept the fact that the first 3 to 4 months you will understand absolutely nothing in the language. As the days passes by, you start learning vocabulary, you learn the grammar system. Slowly and steadily you will start understanding the language, because Japanese is not merely just about learning the grammatical system, the verbs, the nouns. Its basis lies in understanding the language and speaking the language authentically and amazingly. Mastering Japanese as a beginner and as a higher level language learner. So there are a lot of ways you can master Japanese as a beginner, and it will also help you in higher levels. Find links that will help you to gain a better understanding of learning the language. You can watch Japanese dramas, animes, vlogs that have links with the language, because if we make learning a fun game, it will help us and it will also keeps us interested in learning the language. The reason why many people feel frustrated and often leave this language is because they learn this language for the sake of just learning and not actually enjoying the learning process. Or also there's a lot of reasons, many people find written practice really frustrating, and Japanese is a kind of a language that requires a lot of written practice and a lot of revision. One of the key process to master this language is to focus on listening. The more you listen to this language through animes, podcasts, Japanese dramas or whatever that you like, will help you not only as a beginner but also at a higher levels, because the beginner levels like the JLPT N5 and N4 plays the basic foundation of the language, but the N3, N2 and N1 are the core that will help you in building that foundation. Listening part not only improves your listening skills and speaking skills, but it is also a master game that will help you to pass the listening section of the Japanese language proficiency test. And lastly, the mistakes you must avoid if you've started learning Japanese. So basically the first mistake that we make is that taking the basic level, which is the N5, really lightly. Don't take the N5 level lightly, because N5 and N4 becomes the basic foundation, the base levels that will help you in your intermediate level in Japanese. The second mistake that students often make is skipping levels. Like, for example, in the end, the Japanese language proficiency test is just an exam, but the more ground focus is on the skills. If you skip the levels, you will have a harder time understanding the higher levels of the Japanese. So it's really better not to skip levels and moving on the ladder step by step. The third mistake is we often make that we want to learn this language as fast as possible, as soon as possible, which is not possible as a beginner. Things take time. And Japanese is different from other languages, and it requires a lot of patience, a lot of revisions, a lot of hard work that you must put in. You should accept the fact that learning this language will take time, but eventually you will learn it. One of the most important thing you must avoid in learning Japanese, just for the sake of the grammatical patterns or the verbs, is the rote learning. Don't ever try rote learning in Japanese. It will not help you. It can help you to clear the sections of the Japanese language proficiency test, which is the JLPT levels, but when it comes to skills and the core foundation, it won't help at all. Find different ways of learning, like watch animes, Japanese dramas, or whatever you like that will help you to link the language and that will help you to understand better. And as for the speaking part, I would advise, when you start learning the grammatical patterns of Japanese language, try using those grammatical patterns in your daily life. You can just take a notebook, or you can make one sentence of every grammatical pattern. You can revise them daily, you can try speaking them. At first 3 to 4 months, you will find it really frustrating that I'm not able to speak Japanese. I don't know how to do it. No. Take time. At first, you will hesitate a little, and then you'll take the risk, then you will speak slowly and steadily. The time passes, you clear the levels, you will get really, really proficient in speaking this language. And not only the smooth communication, slowly and steadily you will develop smoothness in speaking and listening. So that's it for today, and thank you for watching this video, and subscribe to my channel Sakura Sensei, and you can also follow me on Instagram. Thanks for watching, take care, and all the best.